When the first Call of Duty raid comes out next Wednesday on December 14th, you're going to be taking it on using the Spec Ops kits, and you need to level these up to unlock all of their abilities. I'm pretty sure a lot of players have never even looked at Spec Ops and have no idea this is a thing, and they're going to get a pretty big surprise when they load up the raids next Wednesday and realise that they don't have access to basically any of the abilities that other people are using. But in this guide, I'm going to show you the fastest possible way to level up all of your kits so you're ready for the raid on Wednesday. So the way these kits work is that there's 3 different kits, and in the raid you're going to have 3 players. So maybe you'll have someone using each kit, or maybe you're going to have everyone using the same one. The 3 kits are Assault, Medic and Recon. Assault is much more focused on armor and sort of providing armor for the rest of the team. Medic will let people have a revive pistol and be able to revive themselves as well, which will obviously be super useful. And then Recon is all about using things like snapshot grenades and a heartbeat sensor to find out where enemies are, but they also get access to a sentry gun, which looks like it could be useful because it's actually in one of the pictures they shared of the first raid. To get access to all of these abilities though, you need to level the kits up, and this takes quite a long time. Each level takes an increasing number of stars, so for the first level you just need to get 1 star, which is really easy, but by the end you need 25 stars. To completely level a kit up, you actually need 100 stars. So if you think that you want to level up all 3 kits before the raid on Wednesday, you need 300 stars to level all of it up. You earn the stars by completing the Spec Ops missions and completing daily challenges. For the daily challenges, you can get a star for each challenge you complete, and then for the missions, you can unlock up to 3 stars depending on how well you do the mission. So if you do the Defender mission, you'll get 3 stars just by completing every single wave and not letting any of the bombs go off. For some of the other ones, you need to complete it in a pretty fast time to get 3 stars. With the original way things worked, where you could only complete each mission and get stars for it once per week, this would have taken absolutely months to get the 300 stars you need to unlock everything. You definitely wouldn't have been able to do it before the raid. But something seems to have changed. There was a problem with resetting the stars at the beginning in the first couple of weeks. Now I'm not sure if this is an intentional change or if it's some kind of glitch, but right now you could get all 300 stars today if you wanted to. So let's show you how you can unlock stars as fast as possible. First of all, you really need a friend for this. You can do it by yourself, it's technically possible, but I think it would be pretty frustrating constantly waiting for a new partner, having to deal with the weird stuff they do. If you can find someone who you can talk to, that will make this much easier. And you're going to be taking on the mission Low Profile. So this is a mission where you're kind of meant to stealth it, but you can just speed run it, and to get 3 stars you just have to do it in a fairly fast time. But if you follow the guide I'm showing you here, that time will be easy to hit. So load up the Low Profile mission once you've got a teammate and choose the kit that you want to level up. You have to be using the kit that you're going to get the stars for. Unfortunately, you don't just get stars that you can spend on anything. So pick your kit and make sure your teammates pick theirs, and then go into the mission, and if you want to skip the cutscene you can, and you'll spawn onto a plane, and right at the front of the plane on the right there'll be a table with a bunch of weapons. You can kind of pick whatever you want for this. I quite like using the RPK. The pistol is quite good if you want to be able to run fast. There's a Bison type weapon there as well. It's entirely up to you what you use. You're not really going to have to fight that many enemies. I would say don't bother with things like the sniper rifles because you're going to be running pretty much the entire time. You're not going to be stopping to shoot people. At this point, if someone's running the assault kit, they can drop the armor box and you can both take the plates and then start armoring up. There'll be a little cutscene or animation where you pop some pills, and then you need to interact with the prompt at the back of the plane. Just tap X on it, and once both of you have, then you'll be able to go out onto the mission. There's 2 ways to run this mission now. Let's go through the easy and safe way first. What you want to do is both of you land at sea. There's 2 buildings at sea, like where the objective is, it's right between 2 buildings. One of you go to the left building, one of you go to the right building, and as soon as you land, very quickly check these crates to see if you can find the orb. It will spawn in one of them randomly, and as soon as one of you have found it, interact with it, it'll pick it up instantly, and then immediately start moving to B. You need to be a little bit careful here because there is a Juggernaut somewhere around, but if you're moving from C to B, the Juggernaut should be on the wrong side of the building, so shouldn't be able to attack you, assuming you've been pretty fast. You can run over the bridge or you can go through the water if you want, but once you both get to B, there's just going to be a load of enemies at this one. There's no real trick to B. It's just that there's quite a lot of enemies inside, so you want to go into the building. The orb is always somewhere upstairs, so the stairs are on the far left, the sort of far side of the building from where you're approaching. Climb up the stairs, go upstairs and find the orb as quickly as possible, killing all of the enemies you can find. Once one of you has the orb, then you can run back down the stairs. I don't think there's an easy way to get outside other than using the stairs, and then start making your way over to A. If you want to speed this up even more, you can take the vehicle. So if you shoot the vehicle at all of the enemies will get out of it, and then you can just steal the vehicle and drive over to A. Now A, I would say, is probably the trickiest objective to do, watch out first of all that there's claymores on all of the corners of the building on the outside, so make sure you don't accidentally walk into those. And then if you have someone who has the assault kit, this is suddenly much easier. So find this white van that's outside A and then climb onto the roof of it, and then you can climb onto the balcony and go through the upstairs door, and that means you don't have to deal with any of the enemies downstairs, you don't have to deal with any of the trip mines, because there are loads of laser trip mines in here. Now, if you don't have the assault kit, what you need to do is fairly carefully crouch under some of these laser beams so you can activate these little panels on the wall that will deactivate all the ones in that room. And then there's 2 rooms that the orb could spawn in, and both of them have their own traps. You can dodge the laser beams, you can crawl underneath some of them, you can jump over the other ones to try and get to the orb you need. There's 3 possible locations for the orb, 1 in the room on the left and 2 in the room on the right. You can actually see from the doorway 1 location in the room on the left and 1 location in the room on the right, so you can kind of narrow down where it's going to be, and then just try and move around the laser beams to grab the orb, turn off the lasers if you want, and then get back out. If you have the assault kit on, they have an ability that you can use just by holding right on the D-pad. I think you hold a kill streak select button on PC to do this, and then you will immediately fill up your armor and get 60% reduced damage for a few seconds. If you've activated that, you can just run through those laser beams. It will set off all of the bombs, and it would down you if you didn't have that ability on, but if you have the ability on, you can just tank it, run in, grab the orb, and get out. Now, once you get out, you can hop into the vehicle if you had a vehicle, or you can just run to the exfil because it's quite close to A. Run to the exfil and you'll have to sit on this hill for a while. A bunch of enemies will spawn, some of them will be walking towards you, some of them will drive towards you. It feels like by the time they get to you, an attack helicopter comes to defend you and then they all run away immediately, but you can just kill a few because you've got nothing else to do. You kind of have to wait here for your helicopter to come. As soon as your helicopter comes, hop into the back of it and that should have completed the mission for you. Now, if everything went to plan, you probably did that and got 3 stars for it. You completed it in a fast enough time. I think the fastest we've done it is like 4 minutes 23. Let me know in the comments if you've managed to do it much faster than that, but you should have got your 3 stars for it. Now what you need to do is make sure both of you back all the way to the main menu. So go out all the way back to the main menu, then come back into low profile, and now you can do the mission again and get 3 stars again. So now it's all just about efficiency. You want to get this mission done as fast as possible. I said earlier we were doing the easy way of doing this mission. There is a slightly harder way that will get it done quicker for you, and obviously if you're doing this 100 times to get all of the stars, you want to do it as fast as possible. That basically involves one person going to C, preferably the person who has the assault kit if someone's running that. They'll check both buildings and then get out of C as fast as possible. The other person will go to B, grab the orb, and then try to grab the vehicle if they can and drive to A. Then the person from C can go into A, grab the orb by either avoiding the lasers or using the assault kit to tank everything, then jump out of the building, hopefully just as the person from B gets there with the car, and then you can drive to the exfil. That's how we managed to do it in under 5 minutes. That made it so much quicker once we were pretty confident that we could do it without dying. But if you do die, if you go down, stuff like that, don't panic too much. There's checkpoints as soon as you've picked up any of the orbs, and that means that you can just carry on from there and you'll still probably get 3 stars. It's not hard to get 3 stars on this mission at all. So if you found this useful, if you use this to level up all of your different kits ready for the raid, please let me know in the comments, leave a like on this, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and get ready for the stream on Wednesday, December 14th, where we'll be going into the raid for the first time and hopefully completing it first in the world. That's what we're aiming for anyway. See you then.